Welcome to Crow and Klein here today with a daily energetic check-in. We are doing our pick a card for relationships, and I'm going to be using the Mermaid Tarot for our cards of focus today. So let's see what we've got here. Pile number 1, your card of focus. And I'm going to use the Golden Wheel Tarot. Pile number 2, your card of focus. And we're going to use the Wandering Star. Pile number 3, card of focus. And I have pulled out the Deviant Moon today. I don't use it very often. I know that some people don't like the imagery in it, but I just think it's beautiful art. I'm such a lover of art in all forms. So, so this is our pick a card relationship read. Feel free to pause and ponder, and I will see you in your pile. Welcome, pile number 1, and your card of focus is the Ace of Swords. Sorry, there's a bit of a glare. I apologize. These are real shiny cards. This is from the Mermaid Tarot. So anyway, we know that the sword is, this is the sword of truth, right? The Ace of Swords. So in this particular deck, it talks about how, you know, this sword is kind of resting on the deck of this sunken ship, right? With this rope laying over the top of it. So it can't like float away or move or whatever, right? And how much power and knowledge there is in this sword. Okay, and it's down here on the deck waiting for someone to come and claim it. But the irony of this is that this is underwater. It's on the bottom of the ocean floor. And, you know, who's going to use the sword down there, right? I mean, really, I mean, maybe an octopus could pick it. I don't know, right? But this really is about teaching us the value of gifts and how they really are in the eye of the beholder. So where we might see this sort of truth as a gift, somebody else might not. So this is going to... This sword might actually be the very thing that you require, right? And it's quite possible that whatever truth is coming in with this sword doesn't interest you at all. You'll only know when you actually hold this sword in your hand. So the Ace of Swords brings with it a gift, okay? A secret or a knowing or a truth or clarity about something that wasn't available to you before because you weren't ready for it. You weren't in alignment for it to come in. But now that you have this sword and it's coming out for you, right? Are you going to pick it up? Is this information that maybe you've been wanting, is it even relevant anymore? Perhaps it's a sword of hindsight with the information that it's going to bring you, right? You don't know till you pick it up and hold it, all right? So basically what this card is saying is there's something coming in. There is a truth, an epiphany, clarity, something being exposed, some information being gifted to you, all of those things. So keep that in mind in regards to this being a relationship reading, okay? Because we're going to go ahead and move on with the message. So this is the Golden Wheel Tarot, okay? We're going to use this deck to dig on in. and find out what's going on in this relationship. Now, please keep in mind that this relationship can be romantic. It can be business. It could be a bestie, a situation. It can be a group of people. It can be, you know, in relationship to yourself. It could be whatever your relationship to the divine. So whatever, you know, relationship query is at the forefront of your mind is what you're going to focus on for this, okay? And I want to thank everyone for being here. Super honored to be able to bring you these messages today. Take it as it resonates. If it doesn't fit, it's okay. Don't make it. We don't need to be carrying anything more than what we already carry, okay? All right. So this is about, remember, this is our relationship reading. So this is in your energy. The Two of Wheels, the Two Pentacles is about balance, and it's balance and equality. Notice the one coin is in the sand, and the other coin is in the air, right? So as above, so below. This is really about being balanced. I mean, it can be about juggling two things as well, but if that's the case, you're doing it very well. You're doing it really, really well. And in a lot of showmanship and pageantry with that. Okay, now your person, group, or situation is showing up as the Ace of Cups. So this is a gift, right? This is a gift of the emotions. This is love, abundant love. All right, so whoever this relationship is with is showing up as love. Now the two of you together, yeah. The Star's the healer. This is your outcome. The Star's the healer. Wishes and dreams. Okay, it's about realizing and reaching the finish line to in your journey to achieve those things. All right. So this so far seems very, very good. Like you're in this really, really good, cool, balanced energy. Your person, situation, or group is showing up as the Ace of Cups, and the two of you together are the Star. All right. All right, let's get into this a little bit more. I mean, obviously we could stop there, but there's a truth that's coming into this situation. Okay, so now we kind of want to see how that's going to affect, because it looks like things right now are really, really good with whatever this relationship is for you. Okay. Yep, in your energy is the Emperor. All right. Yeah, so you bring a lot of wisdom and maturity to the table in this relationship, okay? You definitely know how to rule, right? Very well balanced, very well-rounded individual, okay? And it's interesting, this is coming up under the Two of Pentacles here. But this is you. This is in your energy. So you have a lot of wisdom. You're definitely in touch with your intuition, spirit divine, whatever you want to call that, you know, as to whatever your belief system is. So very, very tuned in. It might seem like things come easy to you, although we know that that's not always the case, even if it appears that way. I'm trying to go in for the Ace of Cups there. Come on, let's get, there we go. Oh, okay. Nine of Cups is showing up in your person, group, or situation relationship. So yeah, the Nine of Cups is for you. This is, well, and this is showing up in their energy. So it's for them. They're actually enjoying some successes right now. Okay. They're enjoying some of the successes after, you know, the 8 walking away from what no longer serves. You know, getting back to the basics, understanding the things that are really important in life. Okay, the Nine of Cups is about that as well, and taking a pause and enjoying it. So your person might be taking a pause here to just enjoy sort of the emotional wish fulfillment of the Nine of Cups. So you're kind of over here like ruling the realm. They're taking this break, well-deserved break, I might add, right? Okay, we have the Nine of Wheels. So yeah, I mean, whatever this relationship is going to bring you to some financial independence as well. Okay, you're both showing up with this amazing positive energy, and your outcomes are delicious. I mean, God, you got the Star and the Nine of Wheels. So this is bringing in a really solid foundation, financially and materially, in the material world. Okay, for both of you together. All right, in your energy is the Justice card. Holy crackatoli! You're showing up as justice too. It's a card of fairness, right? There's no taking sides with justice. Justice just is. And with that Emperor. Oh. Okay. And their energy is the Wheel. Yeah, you guys are both kind of in this karmic dance, aren't you? You're in this karmic dance. They're literally completing a cycle. But they are a gift for you. They're a gift of emotional wish fulfillment for you, for themselves. And this is completing their cycle, okay? You're in balance right now. You know, you might be juggling some things, but you're in balance and showing up with this maturity and this wisdom. And you're bringing in the justice, okay? This could be justice for both of you. Maybe you've both kind of been through the slog of it, right? And look at our Justice card holding this sort of truth. So maybe you've brought a truth to the situation, or you've seen the truth, right, of the situation. What is the outcome of this? This has me super intrigued. Okay, yeah, you have a double tap on the Ace of Swords here. Yep. Yeah. Something was brought into light. There was a truth around this. There was an enlightenment, a clarity. The sort of truth cuts away doubt, confusion, and fear, right? So that we can see clearly. And that's what happened here. I wonder if you were doubting what the situation was, what your relationship is here with this person, place, or situation, person, group, situation, whatever your relationship is. I'm sorry. I need to figure out a way to say that better, because I don't want people to get just hung up on thinking that this is only a love relationship, right? Everything is a relationship. So whoever this is representing as a relationship for you, person, group, place, bestie, business, whatever. I think you may have doubted that, and you had to use your wisdom. Like, you probably were juggling a couple of different ideas about thoughts about it, and you went into your Emperor, because the Emperor has all the wisdom and the knowledge and understands how everything fits together, right? And then you went into fairness, right? What is fair? What is fair for everyone involved? So this is really great. I think that this was something that you doubted. Having this Ace of Swords come out twice for you It means that it was really meant to be. That's a double tap. So you were meant to understand that this relationship is karmic. It is a karmic dance, okay? It is a karmic dance. But it looks like you're doing it very, very well to each other. And it also feels like with this Ace of Swords coming out at the, you know, over here at the end of this reading, we started with it and we sort of ended. So this, I'm going to draw more cards, but this is typically the end of this spread. Is that, oh, I've lost my train of thought. Having it come out at the end just reiterates, okay, you know, coming out at the beginning, okay, you needed to understand a truth about this in order to move through the energy. Coming out at the end, it's showing up as sort of that, you know, in hindsight. So now you needed the truth to move through, and now you can look back and see everything with even more clarity is what I am trying to get to. I'm sorry. Sometimes my words and my sentences might not make sense, but I get there eventually. Okay? Yes. This is yeah. So there was definitely some confusion around this relationship, but some clarity definitely came in. And possibly some focus too. You know, that Seven of Cups, as well as being confusion, can just be sort of an overwhelming feeling of not knowing which way to go. Okay. That's why that Ace of Swords popped in for you. Okay, we have, wow, sevens are coming out for you. We have the Seven of Swords. So, yeah, it could be dishonesty, theft, that kind of thing, betrayal. So you may have had to, it's also a card of strategy, and it really feels a little more strategic here to me. You know, standing back and watching the scene unfold to really understand what it is for you. Are you in danger? Are they coming to get you? Are they the bad guys? Are they the good guys? Are they here to help you? Maybe the swords and or maybe you recovered the swords, or maybe you're just coming back from the sword store, right? And someone tried to steal. You know, this, it can go so many different ways, right? And so what the feeling I get from this card is, especially both of these cards, is you took a step back and you had to strategize, right? Maybe you had to knock out the emotion, which the Ace of Swords does. It takes away that doubt, confusion, and fear, right? That's what it feels like. And you had to do that to gain clarity on whatever the situation is, okay? That was a good move. That was a good move, right? Because it put you here. It put you in your Emperor energy with all of your wisdom. And that wisdom helped you understand that this relationship was actually going to be really, really good for you if it isn't already. Okay? Yeah. All right. Let's see if anything else wants to come out. It feels like that's pretty self-explanatory there. Yeah, no. We're going to be done with that right there. All right, pile number one. Thank you so much for being here. Like and subscribe, share with your besties, and I will see you next time. Welcome, pile number two. And your card of focus from the Mermaid Tarot is the Moon. Okay, now it talks about the moon. I mean, this talks about the siren, really, and how there are many different kinds of sirens, right? There are healing sirens, dream sirens, warning sirens, nightmare sirens, okay? There are many, many different kinds. There's more than that. But the healing siren, which is this one, only comes up under the full moon to sing their song, right? And to raise their voices across the ocean and the sky with this healing chant, right? These are healing frequencies in this chant. And it's very calming to the world's tensions. This song can restore balance and send relief to anyone who's suffering. Okay. This particular healing siren also calls lost souls home, which is really cool. So anyone who was lost at sea or wandering the waves, you know, she can call home with this vibration of the melody that she is singing, right? And like I said, this only happens under the full moon, which is really, really interesting because, you know, we'll get to that. So things under the full moon can look really, really good, but they can also look very, very different than what they look like, you know, under the light of broad daylight, so to speak. You know, when we're in the dark, we can find more space for our imaginations to run wild. Okay, we can definitely lose our sense of perception and see things that would not be visible, right, under the sun's intense rays. So it's kind of a moody card. Okay, it can illuminate hidden things. It can hide things too. The moon can definitely hide things. It's also kind of in charge of your dreams and intuition, right? There's a lot of strong emotion with the moon. I love that she comes up only under the full moon. It's kind of like the little crayfish in, you know, like a traditional card of the moon, right? And that in those more traditional decks represent the subconscious coming up with kind of a remembrance, with some knowledge, some maybe deep hidden knowledge that you had, something that needed to come to the surface, right? So, I mean, that's cool because she's also about calling lost souls home, right? Maybe you're going to be calling in bits and pieces of yourself. Maybe you're, you know, shattered pieces of ourselves, soul retrieval kind of thing happening, completing yourself, remembering aspects of the self, right? It's important to note though that listening to your dreams right now is really is important, and trusting your intuition and whatever is about to be illuminated. I mean, that's what it sounds like. You're going to look at something in your life you're going to see from a different light. Okay, and you're meant to. And you're meant to. Trust your dreams, trust your intuition. Pay attention to your dreams, trust your intuition. All right? I have the Wandering Star. Remember, this is our relationship reading. Now, your relationship can be anything. I mean, literally everything is a relationship. Okay? So whether it's romantic, work, business, besties, family, pets, groups. It can be a group. It can be a situation. You know, your relationship to a situation is totally up to you. So whatever is at the forefront of your mind as far as relationships, this is where we're going to go with this. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you are all well. And I am honored to be able to bring you this message today. All right. Let's see what's going on here. All right. We have the Magician right out of the gate. So you're showing up as the Magician, right? This is all about transmuting the energies into the material world, right? Some people would say manifesting into the material world. But this is a card of action as well, right? You have the skill. You have all the tools that you need. It's a very, very powerful card, and you are showing up as the Magician. Right on. Now, your person, situation, or group is showing up as the Knight of Wands, right? So they're in intuition. They're trusting intuition. They're in the flow. Very fiery, right? The Knight of Wands takes the idea, takes a spark, and fans the flames. Okay, so it's really fiery, juicy, creative energy. But like I said, even the card says intuition and flow. So they're in the intuition. They're in that energy of the moon already. Now, the two of you together are showing up as the creator. Okay, which says no, but that doesn't mean no, this relationship is going to work out. That the no means that you've learned to create boundaries, right? You've learned to create really good boundaries, healthy boundaries is what I'm trying to say, right? This is about going through a lot, you know, faring the stormy weather, coming out on top, learning that it's okay to say no to what doesn't work for you. Okay. Now, like I said, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a no for this relationship. To me, that's just saying, you know, there were some boundaries that probably needed to be, I mean, you were meant to have them. Now, the knights can also be a little immature. So this person, situation, or group may have a little bit of immaturity around them. Okay, that's too many cards. Okay, let's just get one for this magician. Just one. Wow, it just keeps wanting to give you two. Just one. Just one. Just one. Just one. Wow. Okay. It's funny because this is one of the ones that came out in that pile that just flew out. So the star. So you're also showing up as the star. You are a guiding light. You are an inspiration. You are faith, hope, and miracle. The star is also about our wishes and dreams, right? When you wish upon a star, it's also a very healing card, right? So, wow, look at how you're showing up. You are shining bright and you are making things happen. Trust your dreams and intuition. Let's see how your person, oh, okay, well, that flipped right over. So your person is showing up as, wow. Okay, come on. They're showing up as the high priestess. Now, please change gender as needed, okay? Don't get hung up on that. Yeah, you're showing up as the magician and they're showing up as the high priestess. So, bam, right? Yeah. Yeah. Inner wisdom, inner voices, spirit, you know, working in the shadows, working in with the spirit world, right? Dreams. There's a lot about dreams here. Intuition and dreams, hope, miracles, guiding light, inspiration. What's happening here? This seems very, very divine to me. Healthy boundaries, though, is over there. Okay. Healthy boundaries. The creator of healthy boundaries. It's important. It wouldn't have shown up if it wasn't important. Saying no to things, all right? And with you showing up as the star and them as the high priestess, we're getting the Seven of Cups. Now, the Seven of Cups it's of emotions, so it can be confusing. It can be opportunities. It can be fantasy, right? Not living in reality. Too many choices. Instinct. If there's confusion at all, you're not trusting your instinct. Passion. So this could be a lot of different things, and it's not super clear what it is, and I think that's I think that this isn't clear, even though you're very clear in your energy and they're very clear in their energy. It's like, are you equal? Are you equal? Interesting. Let's keep going. There's a bit of confusion. It's like you're both both amazing, but you've had to set some boundaries and say no to some things. And maybe that's what's creating the confusion. I mean, if you both are wonderful and you both are on the same page and everything feels right, but you have to kind of come in and say, okay, we have to set some boundaries, then everything's not really, right? So that can actually be causing the confusion as well. The fact that it may be necessary for you to do that. I don't feel like it's a bad thing at all. So you're also showing up as the Nine of Wands. So yeah, look at this, boundaries. All right. Yeah, you're having to set some boundaries with this person, situation, or group. All right. And that's okay. I like the Nine of Wands. You're not giving up at all. I mean, this is a card of persistence. It's a card of strength, right? You are supported. Carrying the star over your head, right? The star. But it's a lot of wisdom. Like, we collect the wisdoms as the Nine of Wands, you know, and when we get knocked down, we pick up that wisdom, we put it in our pocket, and we get back up and we dust our britches off and we move forward. There's no stopping the Nine of Wands. There's no stopping you. There's no fear with this card in this reading, in my mind, okay? But it could be something that's coming up with this person, and maybe it's the I mean, this is their energy is great. I mean, they're definitely working in the mystical, magical, you know. They're not afraid to dive into the shadows, to work on themselves, but there's this little bit of immaturity, and that might be what is triggering for you a little bit. It might be bringing up some old memories, but it's important, and that's why you're setting some boundaries. I think it's really important that you know that that's okay. I don't feel like that, yeah. And we have the Two of Cups showing up under their energy. So this is a soulmate connection for the both of you. All right. Now, it's quite possible, and I don't dip into the realm of twin flames often, because twin flames don't always stay in your life, okay? They can come in and they can trigger you, and it's like flipping on a light switch, like for you to remember who you are and what you're meant to be, or to realign you back to your path when you get lost, right? Sometimes they stay and sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's a good experience and sometimes it's not. Okay, so take that with a grain of salt. Now they're showing up here with this Two of Cups. So at the very least, they are a soulmate connection. All right. And their presence is meant to bring harmony and peace as a soulmate connection. Like I said, a twin flame doesn't always do that, but, you know, if you know, you know. And I hate to say that phrase. I really don't like that phrase, but it's true. I've encountered my twin flame. It totally blew up my life. And no, they're not in my life anymore, and that's okay. I get it now. I think this is definitely a karmic connection between the two of you, okay? And before, remember, I said their immaturity may be triggering you on some level, which is creating this need to build this healthy boundary for yourself, which can be really confusing, because it seems that you've, you know, wishes dreamed and brought into, you've manifested this person, you've brought them back into your world, you know, as a soulmate connection. They're just not in this life with you, you know. You guys ride together through lifetimes and change roles, change characters, all those things. So this might be a little confusing to you, is what I'm getting. But it's okay. Trust your intuition, right? Trust your instincts. Build your boundaries, you know? If that makes you feel safe and secure, and if they're really this for you, right? Then it's going to be okay with them. Maybe they're a little confused. I don't think so. I think you're just kind of, I think maybe this sort of took you by surprise even. But this is good, because probably in the past you've been in relationships that maybe you just gave 110% and then ended up with nothing for yourself, right? You're learning that you don't have to do that to have this kind of relationship. Under that Seven of Cups, we have the Three of Wands. So this is definitely going to be an adventure for the two of you. Okay? Action, luck. The Three of Wands is all about, you know, you've gotten past the planning stages of the Two of Wands of how you want your world to look, and now you're taking action on it. There's a lot of courage with this card. You guys are definitely like having this new adventure, choosing to look at things from a different perspective, hanging on to your wisdoms, but knowing that it's not the truth for everything. Okay. The Moon reminds you to pay attention to your intuition. Okay. If something comes up that doesn't feel right, then you talk to them about it, because it's going to be okay for you to do that. Okay. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. This is a huge, I want to say a learning tool for you, but it's not even that. And I want to say, you know, they're testing to see if you've figured out everything. But I don't even want to say that, because I think it's just so much more. We have the sun coming out, right? Everything's going to be illuminated. Right now, you're meant to work with your intuition. Maybe this is for you to strengthen your intuition and your discernment and your understanding of how physical sensations can let you know what is for you and what isn't for you, right? Trust your intuitions from your heart, from your mind, from your physical body. You'll get the answers you need. And of course, then we have this moon coming out, or the sun coming out, which illuminates everything. Everything will be illuminated. Seven of Swords. Yeah, so whatever this, there's a part of this Knight of Wands that I think is triggering you a little bit. And I don't know if it's the immaturity or whatever. You know, you're going to have to talk about that, right? And with the sun coming out, I don't know that there's necessarily any dishonesty. It's not really showing up under either one of you. But it may be a narrative that you've picked up from this Nine of Wands over here. So maybe you've decided there's a blanket, you know, a blanket meaning for everything, right? A belief. So it may be something that you're going to have to change because your situation has changed and is offering you up new opportunities. It's giving you it's giving you an experience you haven't had yet. And so, you know, trying to take a new experience that you're having, that you've never had before, and put it under the umbrella of this Nine of Wands based on all the experiences you've had before doesn't work, because it's not true. All right. So it's in regards to a new situation, a new experience in a relationship, you know, you're going to have to trust your intuition, because it's completely new and different. All right. There's no rules around it. And we have the Strength card coming up. So yeah, you got this. This is your inner wellspring, right? This Nine of Wands has filled your inner wellspring with strength. This is having control over those lower vibrational emotions so that we don't overreact. Right? It's strength and courage. Yeah, I think this is really beautiful. And yeah, I mean, with that sun coming out, yeah. The sun's coming out, and we have the Tower. Yeah, it's gonna blow up your world. I mean, when you really, really like think about it, when you really understand that maybe your situation is not like anything you've ever been through before, okay, then you've got to rebuild, right? It's just getting rid of the old and allowing you to put a new foundation underneath the new. A stronger, more stable foundation underneath the new. Cosmic realignment, right? It's a course correction. It's a pivot. Alrighty, I love this for you. Pile number 2, that is your message. Thank you so much for being here. Like and subscribe, share with your besties, and I will see you next time. Welcome, pile number 3, and your card of focus is the 3 of Swords. Okay, now this is the Mermaid Tarot, so, oh, and please keep in mind this is relationships, right? It can be anything, romantic, business, besties, situations, groups, right? So whatever, as I've said before, whatever is at the forefront of your mind concerning a relationship. So the 3 of Swords. Oof. Yeah. So this whale has passed, right? And the mirror folk are grieving. There's nothing they can do but sort of just bear witness to the passing of their brethren. To merely be a witness, okay? You know, and by doing that, you know, they give thanks for its life and ensure that the whale's energy passes from the physical back into the vibrational world. And sometimes that's the part that we have to play, right? Just holding space, respecting cycles, honoring that life is no longer. So as painful as it might be to hold space like this, right? It is a sacred act for these mirror folk. All right, so that's the meaning behind this card in this deck, and I think it's really a beautiful way to explain the 3 of Swords, right? Holding space. So the 3 of Swords brings pain. We know that. It's about pain and heartbreak. Sometimes the pain is yours, sometimes it's not. But either way, you feel it. And there's no getting around the mental anguish of Swords or of the mind. There's just no way. So practice holding space, sacred space for it instead, and see it as a sacred passing. Something that has to happen in order for the new to come in, right? Within our pain, there are seeds of joy, because one cannot exist without the other. This could be a spiritual lesson, right? You might not see it yet. Okay. Now, something also that is cautioned with the 3 of Swords that we sometimes do is we will take and create a narrative around this pain, and then it becomes part of our story. And so we want to avoid doing that. And so looking at the 3 of Swords as a way of holding space and looking at it as sort of a sacred thing that we do in order to move through the pain, I think is really beautiful. Okay? I think it's beautiful. Okay. Now, that being said, you know, I have the Deviant Moon Tarot, and I'm honestly just not feeling it right now. And so I'm really being drawn to pick up I'm going to go ahead and change decks to Tarot Magic. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm not. This is the deck that called in the beginning. I'm going to hang on to it. We're going to go there. Okay. So, Deviant Moon. I apologize. I had a momentary record skip. All right, I want to thank everyone for being here. I appreciate you so much, and I hope you're all doing well. And I am super honored to be able to bring you this message. Sorry for my little bit of back and forth there. I just, for a minute, sort of felt like I needed to go in another direction, and then I was quickly corrected. Quickly corrected. So anyway, if this message resonates, that's great. If it doesn't, don't make it fit. All right. We don't need to carry anything that is not ours. So practice your discernment, trust your intuition, all those things. Practice makes perfect. All right, let's get into this three of swords. You guys, I only take flippers when I am preparing the card. So this one did actually flip out all on its own. All on its own. All right. In your energy, we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands we had that come out in the last one too. Or pile number 2. Yeah, so this is the wounded warrior. This is the ultimate resilience, right? Because it really shows that you've gone through a lot of struggles and things have been hard. But you know what? The wounded warrior keeps getting back up and moving forward. And with it, collecting all of these wisdoms that become part of the navigational system, the GPS, to make sure that we are on the right path, to help guide us to stay on the right path. All right, so this is your energy. Your person is showing up as the King of Pentacles. Wow, look at that. Now, the King of Pentacles is very sturdy, very grounded, unshakable foundation in the material world. Now, that can be finances. It can be material abundance, right? This could be about, maybe it's a boss. Maybe your relationship with your boss, or a masculine in your world that has reached this King of Pentacles level. So, and I just say masculine because it is the king, but please change genders as needed. Okay, we're not going to get hung up on that. Okay, now the two of you together, even in this wounded warrior energy, with them showing up as that King of Pentacles, it's the Nine of Pentacles. So they're going to help you. They're going to help you. You got 2 9s here, so you're close to completion. So the Nine of Pentacles is about your financially independent for you, right? Your foundation has strengthened because of your hard work. You figured something out. Okay, but it seems to me that whoever this relationship, person, situation, or group is, they're going to help you achieve this financial independence, this stability in the material world, whatever that material world abundance is for you. It's grounded energy. It gives you a foundation from whence to dream upon, right? And to build upon. All right. Man, that nine of wands does not give up. I love the Nine of Wands. There's a lot of wisdom with the Nine of Wands. A lot of, lessons learned, aha moments. That it's also been kind of a lifetime of having people come at you. Situations come at you or not turn out, right? It's been a long, hard road. Let's get another one for that 9. So, yeah, the Tower is, you're showing up as the Tower. Yeah, your world's getting blown up. You've been living like this for so long that when this person shows up, or this other half of the relationship in your question shows up, your world go boom, because it's something that you've not experienced yet, right? You're going back through all of your wands. You're going back and looking at things through the lens of this heartache, heartbreak, and it's not fitting, right? Nothing fits. We had a similar message in pile 2. Nothing fits, because this, for you, dear heart, is a new experience. Okay? So, of course, it's going to blow up your tower. That's okay. Course adjustment, realigning you to your path, blowing up a foundation. Like, it's a belief system that doesn't work for you anymore, right? You believe this way. They're going to teach you how to believe this way. Therefore, ergo, the tower got to go so that you can build a new one, right? That is in alignment with this new experience that you are having. Oh my gosh, I am just like getting like giddy. This is a new experience for you. So I do believe that the Three of Swords here is saying honor. Honor those things, right? Hold space and honor those things that were so heartbreaking in your life. Honor them and allow them to pass. Honor them and allow them to pass. Because this, I mean, come on, Shazam. Shazam. Wow. Wow. All right. This is the Ten of Wands. All right. This is being overburdened. This is feeling burnout. This is overloaded, like too many demands, right? And this is showing up underneath the other half of your relationship question, the other entity in your relationship, okay? So even though they're showing up as the King of Pentacles, they're really tired. They're really tired. And to me, what this is showing is that this is reciprocal, right? You've had all these horrible experiences. They're going to show you something new, right? You're going to help them lay down some of these heavy burdens. Because you're coming to meet them. You're meeting them where they are. All right, because you've been kind of down here and they're up here and you're like, oh my gosh, that's where I'm supposed to be. So you step up. That creates this tower moment. It's like this mind shift, this understanding in you. Okay, it's going to be kind of an aha moment, and and then you're going to step up and like this is mutual, right? They're going to help you and you're going to help them. This is beautiful. But in order to do that, you've got to work on some of these heartbreak, heartache issues and understand that they do not define you. They are not part of an explanation of who you are. And this relationship here is something completely different. It's not like anything that you've ever dealt with before. So yeah, the Page of Swords, yeah. The page often goes to a high spot so that it can have a better vantage point. They're also messengers. So there's a little bit of clarity coming in around this for you. There's an understanding. You're going to understand the truth and the logic. Where's our cups? Because this is all heartfelt, but as you can see, it's more on the passionate and heartache side of it, right? Oop. That's not the one. Oh, no, those aren't the ones, but this is. This one came out. That one flipped. Yeah, the Four of Swords. Rest and recover. You are absolutely going to be able to rest and recover. Look at the red roses. Red roses are a sign of love and passion. They also have thorns, right? And so you're going to be protected while you're resting. You're going to feel, oh, my dog's dreaming. You're gonna feel very, very protected, and that probably is not something that you have ever felt before. Probably not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we have the Wheel of Fortune coming out under them as well. So yeah, it's very karmic. Karma and destiny, like you're meant to meet. Right? The wheel, things are going to start moving in the right direction once you understand that this is a new situation and you have your tower moment and you get your rest. You know, You're going to understand. And they're also, because this is in their energy, things are going to start moving ahead because they're going to be able to lay down their burden because of you. Like I said, it's a reciprocal relationship. Karma and destiny is already woven into the fabric of both of your lives. You are meant to know each other. You are meant to help each other in this moment. Wow, what? Okay, that's weird. Oh, there we go. Yeah, just one. Just one. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to take 2 because it keeps spitting 2 out of me. So 2 is the answer. Yeah, so we have the 10 of Swords coming out in your guys' outcome. So yeah, you're going to be able, this is an ending of pain, right? This is an ending of pain. Looking at it differently, And then we have the 6 of Cups. Okay, I knew the 6 of Cups was going to come around, or I knew the cups would come out eventually at some point. So we have the 6 of Cups, right? And this is good memories. This is the past coming back around again. So this is maybe you getting back in a place of feeling hope, right? Of feeling hope again, feeling good about things again, feeling, you know, the possibilities in your situation. Remembering who you were when you believed before all of these people came at you. Remember I said that Tower can be a course correction. So it looks like it's bringing something back around for you. Okay. Yeah, we have the 4 of Pentacles coming out. Hold on. Yeah, you might be in a place where you're really holding on right now. Budgeting. It can also be strategy around your foundation. Just hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. If this hasn't happened yet, it's about to. You guys are meant to like help each other out in big, beautiful ways. Not just in the material world, right? But with our hearts and with our passion and with our creativity and with our desires. You're meant to help each other out. We have the King of Swords coming out. So there's a lot of truth here to what is being said. Okay. There's a lot of truth. Yeah, there we are. Oh, I knew it was coming. Ace of Cups. So this is a gift, right? Emotional wish fulfillment. It's a gift of love and an overflowing cup of joy, of life, of magic. All right, this is for both of you. This is for both of you. All right, let's see if anything else wants to come out. I think that's probably pretty good. Is it good? Is it good? Wow, and you have the Ace of Swords. So you're getting a gift of love, but also of truth, clarity. This sword comes in and cuts out all confusion and doubt and fear. Anything that's beneath the higher self is wiped away. The sword is also going to be really helpful when this Tower hits. Okay? This is understanding. You're going to have a deep understanding of why this is happening. You both are. Because it is really for both of you. Okay? Pile number 3, that is your message. Thank you so much for being here. Like and subscribe, share with your besties, and I will see you next time.